Hey, welcome to the channel, welcome back if you've been here before. And in today's reading, we're going to be exploring the potential outcomes of your situation. So this can be applied to whatever you're going through at the moment. If it's career that's your focus, money, love, relationships, anything really, it's unlimited and can be very specific to what you're going through. And we're going to look at what you can focus on, what to be mindful of, and what the situation will look like in 6 months' time. So the reading's designed to offer you clarity and guidance and allow you to move forward with confidence and more insight. And as usual, we have our 3 piles of cards, each with their own unique energy and message. So group number 1, we have the Chariot. Group number 2, we have 6 of Inspiration. And group number 3, we have the Hanged Muse. Take a moment to connect with your intuition and choose the pile that resonates with you most. Trust that the cards you pick hold the answers you seek, and you'll find the link to your reading in the description box below. Wishing you love and light on your journey. Hey group number 1, and welcome to your reading. So let's start off with the card that you initially chose, which drew you to this particular reading, which is the Major Arcana, the Chariot card. And this is in the placement of this spread in what you can look forward to in this situation. And the Chariot card is such a positive energy, so it tells me that you, group number 1, have a lot to look forward to. The Chariot is all about forward movement. It's about increased confidence. So what I'm seeing is if you're in a kind of energy that feels more uncertain, or you might have experienced some kind of stagnation and feeling stuck, fearful even. All of these might be applied to where you're at, which is like an uncertainty. And with the Chariot card, it's like you click into gear and begin to understand what it is that you need to do. So this could be some kind of external movement that you experience, some kind of sign, some kind of green light that enables you to move forward. But the Chariot's all about fast moving energy progressing, moving forward at a high speed. We see these horses charging ahead here, and this woman at the center who is sort of invigorated by that energy and is connected to those horses that are pulling her along, and this energy that it comes from a center, again being drawn and pulled forward. And what's with the Chariot card as well, always comes this confidence of understanding that on this path, that even though there may be challenges ahead, you have kind of complete confidence that that you can overcome them, and that's going to shift you out of this any fearful or uncertain energy. And it's just that confidence that you're able to, something will change internally or externally for you, which I feel like is the green light, group number 1. And that's going to change everything, and things will begin to move, and you can begin to move confidently forward with total certainty, and a lot of self-doubt is going to fall away. So this is an amazing start to kick off your reading. And it takes us on to the next card, another Major Arcana, which is just significant really of that this situation has a certain potency to it, a gravity to the energy around you, and that it's an important situation that has the potential to be very transformative for you. So the Tower, this is in the placement of what to be mindful of. Now the Tower is about things that no longer serve you, group number 1, falling away. But it can come in a way that can take you aback, that can be a bit of a sudden change. It can even leave you feeling shocked. Like, so if, for example, you're moving through this situation, you might already have experienced this kind of a sudden shock or a sudden change of direction, or someone in the situation has acted in a way that has shaken you. And understand with the Tower that even though it can take us aback and instigate sudden change, it's always in our best interests, and what will fall away is what no longer serves us. So be that situations, people that don't have your best interests at heart even, or it can be behaviours in you that you see that no longer work for you and no longer are healthy. And it can be hitting up against an experience where you recognise like a habit or a pattern, and you just think, I'm not going to do this anymore, and somehow taking that in control. So that's something to be mindful of, that when these sudden changes happen, these sudden detours, or people's behaviour, that they're behaving in a way that is unexpected, centre yourself when this happens and trust the process, that what's falling away is clearing out negative, old, stagnant energy, and it is creating space for positive, new energies which are in alignment with where you need to be, group number 1. And the third card we have, so this is the beautiful Two of Emotions, which is what things will look like in 6 months. And this is a beautiful card. The Two of Emotions is in the traditional deck cups, so it's about emotional fulfillment. And with it being a 2, it's about a deep connection. So this could be, for some of you, if this is a love reading, if this is a romance, this is a deep connection of souls. So this can be twin flame energy, soulmate energy. But for others, where if it's a career, for example, or even say money, it's like there's this deeper connection in the process that you're in the situation. It's almost like your energy has merged with this situation. And what comes with that is a sense of flow. And it's like if you're learning from something, for example, now, like you're in a new job, just this one example, and in 6 months' time, it will become second nature to you. So it's like intuitively, you know what to do, you know how to navigate the situation now. So that's really positive energy, that if it's challenging at the moment, in 6 months' time, I see it being much more peaceful. There is harmony in this card. It's all about working in sync, being in sync with each other, if that's actually with a person. So it's emotionally being in sync with them, being intuitively led, that sense of flow and a deep connection. Or if this is something like a career or money, it's like your relationship has improved with this energy, and you are now in sync, in a deeper connection, and have a deeper understanding, I'm seeing as well, group number 1. So let's move on to the next card, which is the Knight of Emotions. And this is how to push forward. So what energy to kind of lead with now and into the future. And the Knight of Emotions, it's because it's in keeping with this Two of Emotions as well. I feel like you need to lead with a sense of flow, with it still being emotions. There's an element of, we have this really powerful Chariot card where this energy is going to sort of pull you forward. But I feel like you still need to keep a sense of flow, group number 1, and not try to force this situation. You need to there's a patience and a looking for, sitting in the energy and waiting for the green flags, like the inspired action. This needs to be intuitively led. So we see this horse here who is behind them is a shell, and it's almost like, to me this looks like listening to the ocean, but the ocean representing your emotions and your feelings and the other people in the situation as well. So being intuitively led, almost trusting not what you're seeing, but instead more what you're feeling. You need to sink into the subconscious. So pay attention to your dreams. Be still enough and quiet enough within yourself, group number 1, to listen to your intuition, that quiet voice. Allow it to get stronger by listening to it. Go with your feelings, trust your gut. So even if you're being told a certain thing, but your intuition is telling you another thing, the universe and spirit is saying it's really important for you to trust your intuition and your gut in this situation, and that's in turn is going to increase and improve your progress. That's the thing. It's like the path of least resistance, going with the flow, not trying to force things to happen, and trusting the subconscious and the process. And the next card that we have, so this is the 5 of inspiration, and this is what could distract you in this situation, group number 2. And the 5 of inspiration is there is some level of conflict. So this could be with colleagues, for example, but what it always, or it could be about internal conflict within you. So uncertainty in the sense of trusting the process. And there could be a tendency to block the energy by looking at too many different options. It's almost like we see there's one route to go there, there's one route to go there, another there, and it's almost like there's too much going on. So that could be internally in you, or it could be externally, that there is a lot of different opinions going on and maybe some kind of disagreements. This could be in a group situation, or it could be one-on-one. There's kind of a clash of opinions and a bit of messiness here. But with the 5, whenever I see a 5, it always means that it's quite superficial. This disagreements, this infighting, it doesn't run deep, and it doesn't mean that you have to. It's not telling me that this isn't something that can't be resolved. I feel like with a bit of intention and with a bit of focus on fostering peace, be that internally in you or externally with others, trying to find that voice of reason, something that everyone can be happy with, an element of compromise. These are all words that I'm hearing and feeling that this can be quite easily overcome, but this could be a distraction along your journey. So be mindful of that. Don't get caught up too much into this. Be that inside yourself. Like I say, if you've got lots of conflicting feelings and opinions, this could potentially take you off track, or it could be external disagreements again. That could stay focused on the bigger picture. So stay focused. What's the end goal? What's the bigger goal? Stay focused on that and try to unionize that either inside yourself or externally, group number 1. Because the next card is, we've got the 10 of voices, and this is in the placement of how you can stay positive on this journey. And the 10 of voices is about, it tells me that difficulties and painful experiences have gone on for you in the past, group number 1. It feels like there's been a lot of disappointments, a lot of heartache that have brought you here and have influenced and still hold an influence over you. But with the 10 of voices, and why this is how to stay positive, is because it's about closure. The 10 of voices tells me that the worst is over. So that is the silver lining of this card, that all these knives we see that have pierced this woman here and caused so much pain. But with the 10 of voices comes the message that the worst is over. And now this is a closing out of a chapter, an ending of a cycle, and that is what you can stay positive on. That's what you can stay focused on. Obviously we carry these wounds that have affected us, and that we brought with us, but have also got us to where we are now. But there is a peace and there is a positivity in knowing that the worst is over, and that spirit brings that message to you. And there's something, I feel like there's this sort of like your heart can rest, because there's an element of closure, and you can begin to heal, group number 1. And the final message, so we have the 7th card here, which is another 5, the 5 of voices. And this is something you need to know about this journey. And with the 5 of voices is, to me, this is about again about staying, it's about becoming whole for you, group number 1, and not being split. There is the 5 of Voices, which again tells me there is a split energy here, which could be in a group scenario, for example, that there is lots of different energies and different characters with who are in your life and who are connected to this situation. And I believe the message comes with this card of it's about staying focused on the bigger picture, similar to this 5 of Inspiration, that maybe this is something that has brought you off track. On if it was a relationship, maybe it's about getting sucked into arguments of things that maybe don't really matter, sort of infighting, or some element of conflict. And it's somehow this journey is about staying focused on the bigger picture and working towards this 2 of Emotions energy, which is about harmony, which is about peace, and it's about working together and somehow merging the energies rather than this separateness that I keep seeing and feeling. And it seems just poignant that there is a mistletoe here, and there's these 2 energies here that are underneath the mistletoe, and that it's traditionally it's like bad luck not to kiss underneath the mistletoe. But this is obviously just symbolic about coming together and somehow rising above these, it's almost like petty energies, like lower energies that can suck you in, and that it feels like that it can be superficial really, and it's something, there is a real important connection here, either between you and a significant other, or between you and this career, this dream, whatever this potential outcome that you're looking at. It feels like there is a powerful union here that is possible, but what could potentially sidetrack you is the kind of the nitpicking and the separateness. And it's about working together, either with this person, with these people, or even within yourself, about not being separate and somehow becoming whole and getting focused, and then allowing this Chariot energy, which we saw at the very beginning, it's like getting on track, getting focused, and not being taken off track. And what needs to be applied is this emotion energy, this softer, intuitive approach, this more peaceful, and try to move forward with an intent of harmony. And I feel like this is what will bring you the outcome that you're actually looking for. So group number 1, I hope this reading resonated for you and your situation. If it did, please do give me a thumbs up. Leave any comments in the section down below and subscribe for all future readings. But wishing you all the best with your situation. Love and light. Hey group number 2, and welcome to your reading. So let's start off with the first card that you initially chose, which drew you to this specific reading, which is the beautiful 6 of Inspiration. And this is in the placement of what to look forward to. And this is such a positive card to kick off with, because this card is all about victory. So it's about success. It's about recognition. We see these people here in front of this woman who they are looking up to them in a way. They are honouring them. They are celebrating them. And we see this woman here who is surrounded by stars. She looks to me to be almost wearing kind of regal clothes. And there's just, the whole card is full of celebration with this orange colour as well. Just signifies to me vibrancy, and the 6 of Inspiration is all about victory and celebrating success. So I feel like whatever this situation is that you're going through, group number 2, if it's money, career, relationship, anything that you're focusing on that is your specific situation, this is kind of like a big yes, and that you will succeed in this situation, whatever success looks like to you. So let's move on to the second card, which we have a major arcana, the Fool. And this is in the placement of what to be mindful of. And this tells me the Fool, so this is a beautiful card and it's about having a leap of faith. So I would say what you can expect in this situation on this journey, group number 2, is that you will need to take risks. And there will be a need to take a leap of faith. We see this woman here who is heading to jump off this kind of cliff edge onto this other platform here, onto the other side. There is like this spark of light that is in the center here, which to me is about that element of trust that is needed here and kind of going into the unknown. So this could be that, say if it was a relationship, there may be emotional risks that will need to be taken in order for you to reach this level of success. Or if it was a career, again, you might have to just put yourself in new situations, put yourself out there in some way. So revealing yourself, revealing your skills, being comfortable with being seen for who you really are, kind of showcasing your skills or your feelings, telling someone how you feel about them, for others this may be. So take what resonates and apply to your situation, so that is what to be mindful of, which is actually, it's a positive energy around that, but it's something to know about, sort of going into this situation. Be prepared to take some risks and to take some leaps of faith. Now the next card that we have is the 3 Voices, and this is in the placement of what things will look like in 6 months. Now this card tells me, the 3 Voices, that this is, the 3 Voices to me is always about some old heartache, and it's about needing to heal. So in 6 months time, there is still some healing that is going on for you, group number 2, in this situation. I'm just going to pull an extra card for some more information here. But we can see this person who is struggling at this doorway, and what I'm hearing and seeing, that it's like, in order to pass through this doorway onto the next stage, onto the next level of where you want to be, there's some heartache which I feel like that needs to be left in the past. So it could be old ideas, old baggage, group number 2, that still sit on your heart, that still weigh heavy on your heart, which maybe you were bringing with you and is holding you back. Again, maybe all part of this needing to take some kind of emotional risks if you've been hurt in the past. So there is still some, so we've got the Devil card, which again is old habits that need to be left behind, chains that bind us, that need to be cut, that need to be broken. And now obviously this is kind of like work in progress for all of us, about old habits, old wounds that may never fully heal. So we're always open and susceptible to being triggered. Everyone has triggers. And it can be challenging to move beyond them. But I feel like in 6 months' time that this is what you will be. You may be at a crossroads of some kind in 6 months, like this doorway that I keep being drawn to, and it's about, be mindful of that in the future, that you may be faced with some kind of crossroads, and you may find yourself repeating a habit that you need to be left in the past in order to free yourself, and to try and embrace that change and try to embrace the healing as much as you can, group number 2. And the next card, this is the major arcana, the Star. And this is in the placement of how to push forward. And the Star is all about dreams and wishes coming true. So there's lots of green lights in this reading about saying that you will achieve what you have in mind and what you're hoping to what you're hoping to meet there, group number 2. And the Star really is a very simple message of hold the vision strong in your mind. So if you're manifesting, if that's what you're into, then continue to visualize, continue to meditate. If that's not something that you already do, you could incorporate that into it. So see yourself succeeding. Hold this vision very strong in your mind and don't be swayed from that. The Star card is about a wish fulfillment. We see this woman here who is holding what they have dreamed and hoped for a long time. Again, it kind of has this older energy of something historically that you've wanted to achieve for some time, group number 2. And I see it materializing for you and it happening. All you have to do is hold strong. So that's how to push forward. And the Star card is also about, so if you are spiritual by nature, so to lean on your spirituality, so to have that faith, to have that trust in the universe, that you're not just doing this on your own, that the universe has your back and has a hand in this. And this will kind of boost your visions and boost your energy. So when things maybe are stagnant or when things become challenging, Spirit is there to help you through those challenging times. So for some of you, I feel like you're very in touch with that energetically, about the light, the universe, and to tap into that, lean into that always, and hold this vision strong. And the next card, so we have the Ace of Emotions, and this is in the placement of what could distract you on your journey, which is interesting because the Ace of Emotions is about emotional new beginnings. And this could just be a warning card of not to let your emotions get the better of you. With it being an ace, it's kind of what I'm hearing and feeling. It's almost like those you could be experiencing a lot of new emotions that crop up for you, that maybe again we're feeling triggered along the way. And I see this woman here, and it's like she's deep in the water, she's deep in her feelings. So this could potentially be something that could sway you off track, is that you're feeling overwhelmed at times, feeling like your emotions get the better of you, and that you're kind of in deep, being in new situations that bring up new feelings, and just be mindful of that, to take time to settle your emotions, to process what you're feeling, to stay centered. Again, if that would be meditating, or if it would be just carving out some time on your own. It's almost like I see that it's like potentially you could feel swallowed up at times by your feelings. So create some kind of sense of balance, keep the head over heart aspect of it. Keep your head is what I'm hearing as well. Don't lose your head in this situation. But there is also some positive element of seeing that of new feelings and a feeling of expansion actually that comes with this. But just to check in and kind of keep your head and keep doing what's right for you as well. So make the best decision for yourself and self-preservation, and not to just completely give in to the feelings and the emotions. To kind of keep that practical element I'm hearing as well. So the next card that we have is the Three of Materials, and this is how to stay positive. And the Three of Materials is all about a kind of collaborative energy, so working together. I see this could be that loved ones, close, like friends, family as well, people that you trust and have a very strong bond with, actually could help you keep positive on this journey. So checking in with them, speaking with them about the situation, getting their feedback. That's actually the strongest message. So almost like there's girlfriends here having some time. It's kind of quite a light-hearted energy as well, so time to forget about this as well, maybe time to switch off from it, and for it not to, again, just like this Ace of Emotions, to become everything. Remember other elements of your life, stay connected to people that you know have your best interests at heart. Be kept mindful to reach out and share with them what you're going through, so they can keep checked in with you and give you their good advice and their good feedback, because I see some people who really are very close to you and really do have your best interests at heart, and that there is a strong bond here that is woven through time. So again, lean on that connection, lean into that advice and guidance. And the final message that we have, so is the beautiful Page of Emotions. And this is something you need to know about this journey. And what I'm drawn to, group number 2, is keep your heart open throughout this journey. That's just a very strong message that I've got that's come through for you. So maybe it feels like it's going to be an emotionally expansive journey for you. We've spoke about these new feelings coming up. We've talked about deep healing, the possibility for and the need really for deep healing to happen. And then this amazing victory of you being able to reach this goal. But through that journey, it does feel quite an emotional and a deep journey. The need for taking risks, the need to hold the vision strong, relying on loved ones, family, friends to help you through this. But the Page of Emotions is about leading almost with your heart, leading and undertaking an emotional journey and an emotional path. And it just feels very in your heart chakra, very expansive. There's a lot to be gained from this. So if you on the other side of this, I feel like that you will be changed. And there is a portal here we see in the center, a portal to another way of being here. It's to another world, it looks like. And again, it's kind of echoing this doorway of this opportunity for transformation, and to leave some old wounds and old hurts in the past, and to begin and expand on a new emotional journey and a new way of being, really. So some real quite profound, deep messages there for you, group number 2. I hope this reading resonated with you. If it did, please do give me a thumbs up, leave any feedback in the description box below, and subscribe for all future readings. But wishing you all the best on this journey, love and light. Hey group number 3, and welcome to your reading. So let's start off with the first card that initially drew you to this particular reading, and that is the Hanged Muse. And this is in the placement of what you can look forward to in this situation. And the Hanged Muse is all about a change of perspective. So if you may have been feeling stuck, and that the energy is stagnant, and maybe not quite understanding as well what's going on in the situation, like the lack of movement that you might be seeing, or being held in a certain energy that doesn't feel right in a way, and it's kind of mystifying in some ways, and there is a sense of frustration with this card sometimes, of not understanding why you're not seeing the movement that you want in this particular situation. And really the message of the Hanged Muse and the purpose of this energy that is surrounding you at the moment is for you to be able to gain a different perspective. So to have a different understanding and a different way of viewing things. So something that might seem negative, if you can look at it from a different angle, could actually have positive qualities to it. Somebody who maybe you don't understand their actions, and it can be a misunderstanding, but as you can maybe gain an understanding of the person on a deeper level and why they do what they do, that could be for some of you as well. But there's a really important message. It is a major arcana as well, so this is a powerful message and a powerful shift. We see this eye here at the center of these pyramids and a doorway. So once you can gain this new perspective and see things maybe as they truly are, maybe on a deeper level rather than just how they appear on the surface, I feel like this will then usher in the change and the shift that's needed. But at the moment, what is happening and what you can be focusing on is how to see this in a different way, and a way that's more positive for you, group number 3, in a way that, how does this situation, how is it serving you in a positive way? So look for that if it's not immediate, and if you're struggling with the situation and maybe, like I say, feeling stuck, when there is actually still something to be gained and a lesson to be learned from, and why you're being held. There is a reason why you're being held where you are. And the second card that we have is the Ace of Inspiration, and this is in the placement of what to be mindful of. And this speaks to me, the Ace of Inspiration is all about inspiration, new ideas, fresh ideas, ideas that really are thinking outside the box as well. So again, about how you see things and how you view things, but I think it's about taking inspired action. So following these thoughts, following this out of the box thinking and this creative path, and it's almost like a creative way of thinking. Again, the universe, spirit seems to be conspiring to open your mind in some way, open your viewpoint, open your third eye even, but open you up to a different way of seeing things and a different way of being that is more creative, that is closer to actually what your true nature, almost closer to what really inspires you, closer to what you love. And this feels to be a way into, don't shut down those thoughts and those feelings that you get, those sparks of inspiration, those sparks of a vision, of a bigger vision, whatever that may be, if it's in a relationship, if it's at work, if it's a project that you're working on. Maybe you have a tendency to dismiss thoughts or ideas of how you see that it could be as maybe impossible. You might see them as being unrealistic in some ways. Maybe you're quite, there's either a self-doubt in the mix here, or that you are someone who is quite analytical and critical thinking and practical by nature. So take what resonates with sort of your character, if it's, or it could be a mixture of the two. But there's something that makes you maybe naturally dismiss, or something in your life has made you dismiss those more creative, inspired ideas. And I feel like Spirit wants you to really listen to those thoughts, because it all starts with just a seed of inspiration that can grow. Because if you shut things down at the seed level, then nothing obviously ever gets to grow into something bigger and powerful and tangible. So nurture these dreams, nurture these ideas, and kind of let your mind go wild, really. The next card that we have, so what things will look like in 6 months' time in this situation, we have the Moon, another major arcana. And this is interesting. I feel like this Moon feels like your goal, what you're working towards. And it's filling this whole card, and it's pink, so it has this warmth to it, this looming presence in a way in your life. And I feel like the energy has really grown, and that you have connected to this thing that you desire and that you want. Now, with it being the moon, this is all about our intuition and the unseen in a way. So nurturing the unseen. Again, sort of connecting to following ideas, inspiration, I feel like will lead you to this moon energy, which is, it feels like that you'll be much more connected to your intuition, you'll be connected to your personal power, and you'll be connected to this goal. This will have a much bigger presence and be much more tangible maybe than what it feels like now. Now you're feeling stuck, but the moon, it's like almost that it's arrived, and it might look different and feel different to maybe how you imagined. It might be more, it has an element still of being mysterious. So in 6 months' time, I feel like you might not still have all the information that you wish you had in a way, but really what it's more about is trusting your intuition. And I feel like that you'll have a knowing that this is for you. And like I say, it's almost got a bigger presence than what it has now. It will have moved into the picture and become a real tangible thing. And your job group number 3, is to stay connected to it in an intuitive way, in a trust the process way, in not having to have all the answers, but just following this feeling, following this need and desire, and it will light the way. The moon will illuminate your path. Your intuition will illuminate your path. Then the 4th card that we have is the Muse of Materials. Traditionally, this is the King of Pentacles. And this is in the placement of how to push forward. So how do we go from the Hanged Muse kind of energy, which is surrounding you now, to this moon energy? And the Muse of Materials is about taking... There is this element of needing to be grounded in putting in the work day to day. We see this woman who is walking down this path, has to get across this bridge to reach the goal that she's going to. And the Muse of Materials has skills with the material world. So there's something about this path that requires you to sort of connect with the material world in, so if it was a career or finance, for example, that's self-explanatory. But maybe if it's a relationship, it would be, there's a practical element here as well. Like, what is it that maybe it's about working towards living together, improving your living situation and moving in together, and that requires some practical elements as well. Like, it won't just happen out of thin air. So it seems like the approach that you need to take is a practical one, group number 3, and is the Muse of Materials is a master of multitasking, is savvy, is practical, is good at, is worldly wise. So that's the kind of energy that you need to move forward with. So stay grounded, stay practical about the practical steps that you need to actually take. What does that look like? Whilst maintaining these different elements of, so once you get, say if you got an inspired idea, what would that look like then? How would that translate into the real world, for example? So nurture the ideas, the new ideas, and then the inspired action. And then how does that look like in a practical way to get from one end of the bridge to the other to make it a reality? Now the next card that we have, so this is the Page of Voices, and this is in the placement of what could distract you on this journey. And the Page of Voices is about getting really clear about your ideas and your thoughts, and not, we see this woman here who really kind of looks like she means business, but it's about, the Page of Voices is about getting your thoughts in order and getting really clear about what it is that you want. So you might be someone who naturally kind of gets in their head. Maybe the kind of flip side, the negative side of the Page of Voices is being overly critical, is being caught up in your head, is being cut off from your heart and kind of just purely using your head, and being, again, that kind of maybe overly analytical energy and sort of needing to know all the information that can slow you down. I feel like in the situation, it's kind of like there just needs to be this forward practical movement in sync also with trusting your intuition and not having to have all the info in order to be able to keep moving forward. So beware, what could be a distraction is getting in your head and not being clear about what you want, essentially. So try to align with that energy. Try to get all your ducks in a row. Try to manage your worries as well, and try to manage overthinking. And just keep moving forward, and maybe really ask yourself those difficult questions as well about, maybe you need to get clearer with yourself about what it truly is what you want. Maybe you need to have an honest conversation with yourself or with someone close to you who can help you get clear on what it is that you want. Now the next card that we have is how to stay positive on this journey. And the Knight of Materials, again, this kind of just keep moving forward. Don't get, once things have moved out of this Hanged Muse energy, this stagnation, once you've gained this new perspective that we talked about, then it's about just being able to, the day in and day out efforts of being consistent. So even with, say, if it's you're working on, if you enjoy manifesting, it's about showing up every day, being in that consistent positive energy and aligning with what it is that you want, showing up every day. Or if it was, it's a project, for example, something career, that again, doing something every day that you kind of would agree to, that you've agreed to do with yourself, even about efforts towards this project and building it up. It's those day by day. Or if it's a relationship, is it showing up for that other person, being there for them, and showing up for yourself as well every day, and being consistent and not getting frustrated as well if the progress, because the Knight of Materials, progress can be slower than what we might want it to be. It's not the most fast moving energy, but what it is it's so that the progress that you do make is very real, is very long lasting, is very sustainable. So it's not like a flash in the pan, it's like real quality progress that you make. And we see this horse who is actually charging ahead with quite a good speed actually. So maybe it seems this Knight of Materials is sort of less stagnant than some Knight of Materials. We do see movement, we do see growth. So that's how to stay positive, is celebrate the progress that you do see, and celebrate showing up for yourself and this goal every day as well. And know and understand that the progress that you are making is very real, is very tangible, and that's something to be proud of, really. So let's look at the final energies group number 3, and that is the 8 of Inspiration. And this is something you need to know about this journey. And what I see with this card is that this is, again, it's about getting aligned, about getting focused, and about moving forward regardless So leave it, not getting bogged down or caught up with those self-doubts and that worry. Maybe this is something that you struggle with, is we see this page of voices about having to get clear about what you want and getting clear about your journey. We see on this Muse of Materials about this pathway just being laid out here, and the moon about there being an element of mystery and not having all the info, but nonetheless move forward. Just keep charging forward and keep showing up for yourself, keep showing up for your significant other or the project, whatever this the potential outcome of your situation that you're looking for, and what you're desiring. Group number 3 is about gathering all this energy and getting focused about what it is and getting determined. And then I see things, because the 8 of Inspiration is fast moving energy. So it's like, if you can consistently stay on track with your goal and not be caught up in worries or distracted or pulled apart by different energies and somehow getting you unaligned and unfocused and uncentered, if you can gather yourself and stay consistent, then things will actually, the speed of the situation and the results that you're wanting to see will begin to pick up speed, because the 8 of Inspiration is a much more faster moving energy. We see all these sort of stripes here, which is like it's arrows propelling forward, and we see this woman here who is striding ahead and is just very determined. So that is your final message, group number 3, and that was your reading. I hope it did resonate with you. If it did, please do give me a thumbs up. Comment in the section down below any feedback regarding this reading and your situation. It's always great to hear from you, and subscribe for all future readings. But wishing you all the best with this situation. Love and light.